If you want to vote absentee ballot, the deadline to request your absentee ballot is tomorrow, Friday, October 9th at 11:59 p.m. That is when we close the online request portal at govoteky.com. Then we move into the in-person voting phase of our election for 3 weeks. So if you want to vote absentee, that's great. We've made this option available to you in a way that really hasn't been available before. But you have to exercise that right. So please do so no later than tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Here's where we are right now. As of 3:40 today, we've had 623,404 requests for an absentee ballot at govoteky.com. That is not every request that has been received. Some people just call the clerk, but that's a pretty small number. So I'd say approximately 625,000 requests for an absentee ballot. Of those requests, 538,320 have been issued to the voter. So roughly 5 out of 6. And 144,749 ballots have been received back by the clerk. What if you want to find out if yours has gotten back to the clerk? Just go to govoteky.com. You can track your ballot there the way you track a UPS package. You can see if the clerk got your request, fulfilled your request, and if the clerk has got your ballot back. And again, to the point made by the Lieutenant Governor, you can return that ballot in the mailbox or you can put it in the drop box. It's up to you. We'll pay for your postage, or better yet, if you want the satisfaction of hand-delivering your ballot and knowing it's been received, drop it in the drop box, available to you from your county clerk. To give you some perspective, as of October 5th at 4 p.m., the deadline by statute when we close voter registration for this election, we were at 3,561,028 registered voters in Kentucky. That's high. We had roughly 30,000 register in the last day, a huge surge at the end. And so we processed those numbers. 17.5% of Kentucky registered voters have asked for an absentee ballot. It's 36% in Fayette County, that's the highest. It's 4% in Martin County, that's the lowest. Let me tell you why I'm so pleased at where these numbers are. What we wanted, the governor and I, was to make sure that we had absentee ballots available for those who need them. This is a subjective decision made by the voter. Does the voter feel comfortable based on the voter's age and health condition voting in person or not? It's up to the voter. And we've preserved that, but we also didn't want to over-test the system with having more absentee ballots than we could manage with our current infrastructure that's not really designed for elections to be generally conducted that way. So here's why this is good news. 625,000, my guess is it'll be 700,000 by tomorrow night. That's right in the sweet spot. That's enough that we see that it's working, that the word is getting out, that voters who have concerns are able to utilize this effectively, but it's also not so many that will overwhelm the system. Surprisingly, this is fewer ballots requested, absentee ballots requested in the general election than we had in the primary, even though the general election turnout will be, I think, 2.5 times the turnout we had in the primary, which was already high. So we're right in the sweet spot, I think, to have a successful election and make sure each voter gets to exercise the choice in the way that he or she prefers. So again, tomorrow is the deadline to request an absentee ballot. Starting on Tuesday, the 13th of October, we're going to have in-person voting available statewide 6 days a week. This year there's not an election day. There's 19 election days. You can go vote Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's up to you. Do what's convenient and help us space out the crowds and ensure we can have social distancing. With that, I'm going to turn this over to myself with a short video. I'm Michael Adams, your Secretary of State and Chief Election Official. I'm here today to show you how to fill out your absentee ballot if that's how you're going to vote this year. So it should look like this. Official election mail. And here's the name and return address of your county clerk. So let's open this up. Here's what you're going to find inside. First off, you're going to have an outer envelope. This is addressed back to your county clerk. And look, we paid for your postage. Inside of that, you'll also find an inner envelope for your absentee ballot. Plus, there's more. Here's your instructions on how to fill out your absentee ballot. Please read these, and please follow these to the letter. This is to help us help you make sure your vote gets counted. Finally, last but not least, here's your absentee ballot. It's two-sided. Don't forget to turn it over. On the first side, you've got all the different candidates you get to vote for various offices. And on the reverse side, there's 2 constitutional amendments make sure you look at both sides of your ballot and exercise your vote. All right, take a blue or black ink pen and fill in these boxes. Decide who you're going to vote for. You can vote straight ticket, or you can split your ticket. And again, don't forget, there's 2 more questions for you on the back side if you want to vote in these constitutional amendments. All right, so your ballot's all done. And by the way, these ballots all look the same depending on where you live. There's no insignia that this is your vote. We don't know whose vote it is. We keep these secret. We protect your right. All right, put this back in the envelope. In the inner envelope, just tuck this in here. And look, there's a little strip here of glue. You can lick it if you like to do that, but you don't have to. You can use a sponge. Seal this up real tight. And then note it says right here, voter must sign here. That's not a suggestion. The voter must sign here. I want to be able to count your vote. So help us do that. Sign right here so we can compare your signature and make sure that it's you casting your vote. Now this flap, once we get this back, we tear this off with your name on it. And then you just got another ballot envelope like anybody else in the bin. That's how we keep your vote secret. Now you want to take this little envelope and put it in the big envelope. Another place to lick or use your sponge, seal that up tight. You're almost done. One more thing. See this highlighted strip here? Voter must sign here. So sign there. We've even marked it for you. All right, you're all set. Now you got a choice. You can drop this in a mailbox, or better yet, you can drop it off in the drop box we've made available to your county clerk. Either way, your vote will be counted. Thanks so much. And don't forget to vote.
Thank you to our Secretary of State for his bipartisan work on ensuring that this is the easiest election to vote in that I believe that we have ever had. I believe that this is what leadership looks like, and when people can come together and put aside ideology, put people first, especially in a pandemic, these are the great results that we get. I appreciate his partnership, and I hope there's a lot that we can do moving into the future together, even beyond the current election.